All right, so here we have a little market review. Admittedly, today was kind of a tricky day for me. I was looking for a good PM session, and we didn't end up having that at all. And I guess the main takeaways that I want to get out of this is just 15-minute order flow, 100%, 15-minute order flow. Recently, I've been putting a lot more emphasis in my studies and tape reading on 15-minute order flow. What is 15-minute chart likely to do? That's the bellwether chart, as ICT says. And as we see, really makes sense for this whole day. Like we never really had too much expansion with the 15-minute chart. We never had these nice 15-minute order blocks. We have one uh, expansion candle here. We have one fair value gap, and then we don't even trade into it. And then we trade into this blue rectangle, which is a new week opening gap, and then we pull off that, and then we just consolidate for the rest of the day. Notice how what do we have here? We have a change of state delivery on the 15-minute. Now order flow is bullish. Then we trade into the SIBI, and then we just consolidate. Notice what else do we have? All these boxes are new day opening gaps. The blue one is a new week opening gap. So we have new day opening gap, new day opening gap, new day opening gap, new week opening gap. So we have all of this within this range. And look at the bodies here. Look at the bodies. Pretty much every single one of these bodies have a new day opening gap or new week opening gap within them. Look at that. That like we never expand. Notice what day else is it? It's a Monday with no red, or we had what red folder news do we have? Sorry. We had 9:45 news. We had Flash Manufacturing PMI, which honestly is not that big of a news event. So therefore that totally makes sense for the consolidation. And we go down to the 5-minute chart, there really is nothing here. And like while watching this, and I kind of have this mindset sometimes when I watch the price, like it's going to start to clear up. It's gonna start to clear up. Like it's gonna get a little bit better. It's gonna start. Price action is gonna start to be a little bit better. Notice here on the 5-minute, there's literally nothing. Nothing's here. And while watching this, I could get a little bit down about, oh, I wasn't reading this like perfectly, or maybe I pressed a button today, but it's really not that big of a deal unless you make it that big of a deal. So, kind of just my struggles with today was just, I guess I tried to, I took two trades on stream. I tried to force something to this low here, and I wouldn't really say force because any day I think that price action would have held, but it didn't. We didn't trade to that because we're just consolidating. And what I want to put more emphasis on in my future tapering, especially, is just 15-minute order flow. What are we likely to do? And when it's a day like this, just stay out of it. And I definitely want to have this on my channel just as a case study. But um, I was kind of just hopping to some more annotations, and I really don't have any other annotations on my chart that I really want to go over. We have first presentation, which is this yellow fair value gap. We drop down into new week opening gap right here. And then once we drop in a new week opening gap, cost of encroachment of this wick is respected. We trade higher, new week opening gap traded to, then we come up, we clear buy side, and then we just consolidate around. What does 950 do? 950 consolidates, 950 macro consolidates, then we trade higher. This white box right here is Thursday's first presentation. Sorry, this is Friday's first presentation, and then this one within the new week opening gap is Thursday's first presentation. So look at how many arrays that we have, that there is to refer to. We come up, we take buy side. What time is this happening? 10:50. We have a nice order block with a nice body here. Then we get a market structure shift and balance right there. I think this one right here within the 10:50 macro is the only trade here. Only trade. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be some lower time frame scalps and things like that. Like, oh, maybe you could like say constant approach of this wick. You have this gap right there. You have I guess an order block right there, and then we trade up higher to these smooth highs. I guess you could say that, but I think this is the only quality setup in my opinion. And then we come down just to that low. We don't even trade back into the current new week opening gap. Look at the bodies respecting that other new day opening gap. Let me do that so it's easier. That new day opening gap getting respected very nicely. Then what do? New day opening gap. We trade higher. We don't even trade into this volume imbalance on the daily chart. We trade lower. Look at the bodies. then we trade that Nui governing gap, and then we just consolidate. And like I'm saying, there is really nothing of value here. We come back down, manipulation, 15-second inversion, trade into. We trade up higher to these smooth highs, and then we trade in that BISI. We're expecting Cosmo encroachment of that BISI. Actually, let me extend this. And then we just kind of just consolidate. We finally take that suspect low right here at 345. What a nice time. 345. Then we trade higher. First presentation again. Buy side cleared, and then we just trade back within the range. So that's really all I saw today. And yeah, that's all I got. Hopefully y'all had a good rest of your day. And like I'm saying, my mental attitude is I'm just not putting too much emphasis on a day like this. Like this day is not my whole trading career. And admittedly, looking back hindsight, it's a day that I don't want to be caught up in the future. So definitely pay more attention to that 15-minute order flow. Yeah, and I will see you guys tomorrow.